Full disclosure, news and commentary number 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, oh, 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 motherfuckers. Yeah, we're almost to Christmas. You're excited, I'm excited. If all goes well, at least part of my Christmas video will take place on a monster truck, because that's what we're doing on Christmas, me and the kids. Yeah. Your Christmas is going to be awesome, right? Fruitcake and relatives you can't stand. I'm going to be on a motherfucking monster truck. That's the life I'm living right now. What am I watching? Blood in, blood out. I would argue the most underrated movie of all time. I'm going to have a blood in, blood out party myself after the start of the new year. That whatever that first weekend is after the start of the new year, I'm going to host a fucking blood in, blood out party. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to make food for it, of course. I love cooking. Tacos locos forever! I'm going to cut that sissy placa off of you. Fucking, if you don't know blood in, blood out, you need to get on my level. Motherfucking, I might have Danny Trejo send me a fucking congratulations about having a blood in, blood out party. You think I'm fucking kidding? I've been delivering the goods. Speaking of delivering the goods, what is our commentary about? Man, if people keep sending me this thing about the Nathaniel Wilde story. So yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about his trying to get with a 14-year-old ass, and I'm going to talk about all the assorted shit around that. But I'm going to talk about every little level of it, even though I probably shouldn't. But every time I think to myself, man, maybe I shouldn't do this, a lot of people are going to get mad at what I got to say about what it says about wrestling, what it says about people in general, and the hidden truths of the matter that nobody wants to talk about for fear of being labeled an ally of a pedophile. Not that people even know what that fucking word really means. Oh, this is too heavy, Steve. This is right before Christmas. Fuck you. We've got a relatively light news week, so it's a good chance to talk in depth about some shit. That's what we're going to do. My Patreon. What has it turned into? Fucking 18 people. Right? Brett, Brian, Dan, welcome. Derek, welcome as well. Diana, Eric, hold my beer. Josh, Larry, not that one, the other one. Logan, Malone, Rob Rod, Robert, Southern Honor, Double Dropkick, Georgia Indie Report, and the OG Myron. Thank you. I'm now over the $200 mark, so I'm putting up 2 fucking Patreon videos a week. If I reach $500, just go look at my Patreon, even if you're not a member, even if you're not considering signing up. Just take a look, because my kid is on me. She's like, you got to stay on top of all this stuff and post constantly, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm putting out videos constantly. Thank you to the people watching. The Be Kind review, where I went over Jeff's writing. Jeff is a friend of mine, full disclosure. And I wanted it to do well, but it's a Be Kind review, and people just tend to watch those less, but not his. His is well over 300 views, and hopefully people are checking out his writing. My plan in January is to do one covering all the great horror stuff that Dan is doing. I just fucking love it. I love when people have interests outside of pro wrestling proper, and that's the kind of thing that I want to cover in a Be Kind review or on Full Disclosure. I was really happy for Velvet Jones and checking out his stuff. So if you're a wrestler or a wrestling person in the Georgia area and you have another interest, if you're in a band or something like that, and you fucking are brave enough to have me listen to your shit or whatever, I will happily do it. A couple of shows of note, 3 to be exact. APW on December 13th, but the report wasn't up. Drew 43, no Jacob Ashworth on the card. And APW, like That's a rough draw, 43. That's kind of what they were used to doing. GPW, just under 200, they said. Very diplomatic way of putting not 200. Just shy of 200 fans. And the Pro South Super Show, crowd not declared, but that didn't seem to be the point anyway. And Trevor Aon knocking it out of the park with Huckabee and Joe Black. Larry really seemed to love that show. He compared it to early Wild Side. He said there were things that absolutely did not work, but a lot more things that worked that did not. Ace Haven fucking got it going on. And when you think about who that guy's enemies were and how they basically don't exist in the business anymore, worth a shit, and they're just whining fucking turds now. And Ace Haven is fucking booking and running a promotion and fucking is moving the game. It's like, okay, we're not going to get a big crowd, but we're going to make our internet presence strong. And you got Scott Hudson there with their commentators and all that shit. Speaking of commentators, commentators mattered. John the Body making those fucking stupid ass fucking videos, and I say stupid with a great deal of affection. I fucking love it. Lots of discussion about the fucking awards as well. Yeah, let's talk about those awards. Rant. So, and then, oh fuck, I have an unboxing. Shit, I forgot that. Rant about the awards. The awards this year obviously are a bigger deal than ever. My personal goal, I wanted to see us have 100 people vote. It's going to be well over that. It's awesome. Not the least of which because Southern Fried is trying to pull that okey doke move. Here's what the awards are revealing, and this is sort of my general rant. We're seeing like a lot of passive aggressive fucking posts about the awards. We're seeing groups that are basically cheating to try to win. We're seeing people turning into whining turds under the pressure of their particular category. And we're seeing scumbag activity of the nth degree from people who are supposed to be holier than fucking thou. And not necessarily in relation to awards, but just in general. There's a lot of character that is getting revealed. And what we're finding out, that sometimes that character that's being revealed is awesome. And we're finding out that people that maybe we didn't think the most of, we're getting to see, because, I mean, I'll say this. When I look at the people who came under the heaviest fire at the beginning of the year, like Gary Lamb, and you had a number of people taking shots at him all the time and calling into question, oh, he's supposed to be a pastor, but he's so arrogant, and he's supposed to be a pastor. And it was always by almost always other very religious people that would fucking take shot after shot at him. And now the people who are perceiving that he might be an enemy are acting the scummiest of all and whining and all this other shit. And Gary Lamb has been nothing lately but just be a decent human being. Fucking collected all those toys. And of course he's purporting that fact and he's proud of it, but is it any different than Matt Griffin, who will not endlessly stop talking about all the money that Action has raised? And in fact, got a fucking Christmas card from Action Wrestling to my P.O. box, which is fucking awesome. I mean, how great is that to get my first fucking Christmas card at that P.O. box and it's Action Wrestling? Look at this dope ass shit, by the way. Action Wrestling. Yeah. Peace and cheer from all of us at Action Wrestling. It says on the inside, nice picture of the fam from Matt Griffin, and he actually signed it, and his wife actually signed it too. That was very sweet. With your help, Action Wrestling has raised over $12,000 for local nonprofit organizations and school groups in 2019. We love the spirit of giving, and the holidays are a wonderful reminder to help keep it going throughout the year. With gratitude, Matt, Rebecca, and Bronze Griffin. Again, dope-ass picture. It does remind me of me in the sense that starting on the 1st of the year, I'm going to push hard, and just know you're going to get a little sick of hearing about it. But I'm very proud of the thing that I've done. This will be now the 5th year that I've done it, where I play the Marvel Contest of Champions, which is the only video game that I obsess about and play daily. And I play for 24 hours straight because they have this arena that's only for 24 hours. And my goal is to be number 1 in the world. And last year I made it to number 3 after being 444 every year. I made it to 3, and this year I think I've cracked the code and figured out how I can be number 1 in points, but that's incidental. I also want to raise $1,000 in individual donations and then get others to match. This year, whoever donates the most money, I'm going to put together a little prize pack for them, comprised of any number of things. And that's great. And it is the holiday season. And so why are so many people acting like fucking complete turds? Because competition is the great revealer. It's the great test of character. But what's so hilarious is in the modern day, where so many people are having problems portraying characters, they have so little themselves. 2019 to me was about starting to clean things up. And it was about reestablishing my name in the Georgia area in the wrestling realm. And it was about getting promoters to quit being such fucking liars and upending the apple cart a little bit on the things that were just standard bullshit lying practice. Well, 2020, my focus is going to shift, and it is about the exposing of the hypocrites. And it's about me being even more real and having more of a focus on calling things out that need to be called out, but allowing room for change. So if you're one of these people that are full of shit or doing shady shit, like let's just randomly pick a name. If you're a Chris Nelms, right? Or you're fucking some shitbird guy like Eric Nelson. By the way, people have been fucking sending me all these stories about Eric Nelson and what a fucking lost cause he is, and that's all well and good. But I am a believer that people can redeem and that people can change their ways and fucking learn. But first they have to acknowledge when they are being pieces of shit. And that's the part that I think is going to be the hardest. But I'm going to do my best to help people along in 2020. Yeah. The end of that rant. It's going to be a relatively short one tonight. But I've got to talk about this Paul Lee trashing Phil Hefner thing. Larry has the story up on gwhnewsandnotes.blogspot.com. Paul Lee is just going after Phil Hefner hard. And Superstars Fan Fest wanted us to know that Phil Hefner was not involved in this year's. And in past years had helped out, but he had never run it. That's fine. But watching Paul Lee trashing Phil Hefner, especially under the circumstances where he's doing it and he's putting pictures and it's the usual badly written nonsense. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me, it's like the social media version of bum fights. Paul Lee just couldn't wait to pile on somebody, could he? Just can't wait to fucking call somebody out to deflect the fact that he's a fucking failure piece of shit. And good for him. I mean, if what he's saying about Phil Hefner is true, so be it. He's an alcoholic, and he's this, and he's that, and yeah, I don't really know if it warrants that much more discussion. And we are at the commentary. Got there quick, right? Let's fucking do this unboxing first, though. I'm excited about the unboxing. And as another enticement to listen to the Christmas video, as if you need one, I have that package from a celebrity friend that's just sitting there with instructions to open it. And it's supposed to be the most awesome thing anyone sent me all year so far. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I'm excited about that box. We'll see what it is. Now let's unbox this package, which is sent from a different place than the usual suspects of t-shirts that I usually get. So I'm excited. The Dude's Designs in Detroit, Michigan. Sent to Stephen Platinum, though, so it's probably something through this website or through this page. For a note, don't see a note. take this sticker off. Oh, motherfucker. If you know me, what are some of my movies, right? Nightcrawler, fucking, obviously Scarface, that dope ass shit. But a movie that I love that not necessarily a lot of people love is fucking Rounders. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. What the fucking dope? Oh, you must be proud. Ready to take on the world. Yeah, John Malkovich, Teddy KGB. I impersonate this shit all the time. And now I have the very aggressive shirt. You motherfuckers out there watching this shit, sending me shit, signing up for my Patreon, asking me for advice, striking up conversations. I've gotten to meet more people in the last 6 months than I have in a long fucking time. And believe me, I notice, and believe me, I love it. My Facebook page keeps growing, and people keep adding me on fucking Twitter and Instagram and all that shit. I fucking love it. This is amazing. This makes my fucking night, frankly. I fucking love it. By the way, I put the call out for submissions for possible fucking merch for me. You know how many different fucking logos I've already gotten? I'm going to have to put them up sometime this week so people can see. I've gotten 12 different fucking designs. 12. And I'll say this. None of them have fucking rung my bell yet. We can do better. People are asking me, what am I looking for? I want something that I can fucking proudly wear. Something that I could wear anywhere. So the person who sent one that had like a middle finger showing, I appreciate the gesture. And it said something along the lines of fuck wrestling fans. Amazing. But I would never wear that out, right? I can't wear that out. So something that says fucking Stephen Platinum, I don't know. I really want to be wowed. And I haven't been completely wowed yet. Very aggressive. That's what I want you to be when you're sending in these fucking logos. It doesn't have to be something super complicated. It doesn't have to be something even related to the channel necessarily. But it's something that somebody would be happy to wear outside, right? They'd be like, oh yeah, what the hell are you wearing? Oh yeah, there's this guy, Stephen Platinum. He talks about wrestling. Here's his channel. He's fucking crazy and his kids are crazy and you got to see it. Right? Something. I know that's not very much help, but you also have this to help. Yeah, that's what I used to wear, and, you know, that's what I look like, or what the fuck ever. I don't know. Wow me. Thrill me. This is 38, so by 40, so you got 2 weeks until I have to pick a winner. And right before I pick a winner, I'm probably going to make a video where I put up all the ones that I've gotten so people can start having a discussion about it. And I'll probably start throwing stuff up online as well so people can start inputting their ideas and all that. I mean, I'm not going to make it so Nick can fucking have 5 million dummy accounts and try to vote. I'm not taking votes on this shit. But it's like, you know, how the Supreme Court defined pornography way back when. It's just like, I can't really define it, but I'll know it when I see it. And so we'll go with the winner. Hell, maybe I'll give the ones that I've already gotten another look, and maybe one of them will catch my eye after all. We shall fucking see. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Nathaniel Wilde. And a number of promoters have already contacted me and went, it's a shame we like that kid, but now we can't use him. And you're absolutely right. You can't use him. Right. First of all, let's alleverythingentertainment.com. What a fucking piece of shit website this is, and how fucking awful is this writing? It's fucking terrible. And like, Steve, you're missing the point. I'm not missing the point. I said I was going to talk about this thing in depth, and so I shall. Like, the fact that I have to highlight so I can read the fucking thing because it's the same color font as the background. Who's this fucking monkey who runs this fucking website? Because it's fucking terrible. And I looked around and read different shit, and it's all fucking so badly written. But here's the story. Tennessee professional wrestler Nathaniel Wilde. They spelled his name fucking wrong up here. And parentheses, Predator. So at first I was like, is that his fucking wrestling name? No, they're saying he's a predator. This fucking... God damn. All right. For those of you, and people have contacted me and they're like, why are you always praising the tapped out guys or Gunnar Miller and, some of the stuff on Georgia wrestling history? You're always promoting it. And even when you disagree completely about Drew Blood's thing, you still praise it and, things that people have written. Because the ability to communicate, especially through text, is fucking a dying art, apparently. And the fact that Drew Blood can write a fucking coherent sentence. The fact that, when Logan Chase wrote shit, it's great. The fact that the tapped out guys are fucking articulate. The fact that Gunnar Miller expresses himself so clearly and thoroughly. And is so diligent about shit. That shit matters, because read this fucking goddamn, fucking, it's like a meth addicted monkey typing on a fucking typewriter. Tennessee, did they spell that right? Yes, they did. Professional wrestler Nathaniel Wilde, Predator, starts with a capital, fucking Jesus, has been sending messages. Anytime you hear my voice go up, it's because they're capitalizing a word that's not supposed to be capitalized, to underage girl on Facebook. After she told him she's 14, but that wasn't enough for Nathaniel Wilde, he then gave her his Snapchat and called her cute. We've also received more information on Nathaniel Wilde. When he was at a show, him and his tag team partner approached a young girl who is 16 and said, and he's good at sucking. What? After the match was over, he was standing next to the door where she had to go out to use the bathroom. He was also staring at her, so she asked her friend to go with her. She said yes, and they walked past him. He said, do I need to go in the bathroom with y'all girls? And she replied, hell no! So they run to the bathroom. By the time everything was done, he went inside the girl's bathroom and came out. Her friend said, let's go. When the 16-year-old girl ran to get her mom, Nathaniel Wilde had tongue-kissed her and kissed her friend. Then he left and came back in from the back. We asked everyone to share this post to inform promoters not to book this scumbag at any future events and cancel all his current bookings. And there's a picture of Nathaniel. Here's the text. How old are you? Underage. 14. Okay. First of all, this conversation. How old are you? Underage. Does an underage person say they're underage? I guess. I'm curious what kind of conversation they had before. Call me conspiracy minded, but I'm going to read through these texts as I read them here. How old are you? Underage. 14. Damn it. ... Yeah. Jesus. Ugh. What? Just saying you're cute. N Wild 0571 Snapchat. Oh, my dad is blank. The blank, right? And I'm not going to add you out of respect for my boyfriend. Sorry. I got you. Yep. See ya. Now, did this keep taking place or did this happen much later? Yeah, that was at 11:30 a.m. and then at 7:50 p.m. I guess Hannah tells the story. And I was not going by myself, so I asked my friend to go, and she said, yeah. And when we walked past him, he was like, do you need to go to the bathroom with y'all girls? I said, hell no. We run to the bathroom. Well, by the time everything was done, he was standing at the girls' bathroom, and we come out, and I said down the hall, and it was not that far from the girls' bathroom, and he went in and come back, and I look at my friend and said, let's go, and I went back to get my M, and by the time I come back with my mom, he took and kissed her, the friend, tongue kissed her, and then he was gone and came in the back way. Hey, that Nathaniel, he was at a show in whatever, and Will, during his match, him and his tag team partner was saying some bad things to me and said that I'm good at sucking. And all this and I am only 16. Well, then he was standing next to the door where we had to walk out and go to the bathroom. Will he keep looking? And I had to go, and I was not going by myself, so I asked my friend to go, and she said, yeah. And when he walked past him, he was like, do I need to go to the bathroom with all you girls? And said, hell no, he ran to the bathroom. Well, by the time everything was done, he took, and he was standing at the girls. Okay. Here's the truth. This is the gut check time for everybody. Society is scummy. Yes. Pro wrestling, scummier still. Because it is filled with performers. And most performers have a hole in themselves that need to be filled by the adulation of others. Couple that with men who are in a state of arrested development, meaning they act much younger than they should based on years, and they're in a fantasy-based business that's easier to get in now than it ever has been. And we're in a social media world where things get caught more than they ever have been, and it get exposed more than they have been before. So is it worse than it used to be? No. In fact, it's probably better. But now instances get pulled out into the light. And is that a good thing? Yes. To the people who are reporting on it, would it help a great deal if we knew what the fuck you were saying and could communicate? Yes. Are we obviously dealing with people who are not the fucking brightest? Absolutely. And that goes from everybody on. And that's a terrible thing to say about victims, but I said I was going to lay it out and be honest. And everybody in this comes across as like fucking half-wits. And that's a shame too. Now, being a half-wit doesn't mean you get to be victimized. I'm not saying that, but let's be real. I read those things as they were written out. And everybody from the person reporting on this fact, who was supposed to clarify what we were reading below, but honestly made things more confusing. And then the girls and their messages, fucking awful. And the whole thing just stinks of yesterday's diapers, as they said in Roger Rabbit. Here's the truth. Wrestling has been a scummy business. And it's impossible. It really is impossible to hold, if you look at people in decades past, to the modern standard. Underage girls being fucked around with were a part of wrestling predominantly for decades. Same with rock and roll. Did prominent fucking musicians fuck around with people who are under the age of 18? Yes. Who? All of them. It's hard to take, but it's true. I always can't help but smile and kind of chuckle at the keyboard crusaders of Georgia wrestling, who are always like, I will never deal with it. There's no excuse, and underage and da-da-da-da-da. And am I excusing the behavior? No. Am I saying that I ever was with somebody who was under 18? No. But there's a good chance that people that you've worked for were. And pick and choose. And right now, everybody's piling on chasing rants, and it's certainly easy to do. And it's expected. But the boys who I see, who are the biggest crusaders, both in Florida and Georgia, against chasing rants and others, I've seen the skeletons in your closet. And like I said in that news piece earlier, the people who are showing the biggest amount of scumbag behavior that I hear about, I mean fucking scumbag shit, they're the most holier than thou acting motherfuckers going. And the people who exhibit the most selfish and the most fucking downright gangsterish, scummiest behavior are the ones that always act above the fucking fray. And the ones that keep saying, put him in a ring with me and I'll beat the shit out of this guy, are the biggest cowards that I fucking know. Can we do this at the end of the year? Can we take the Nathaniel Wilde thing as a cautionary tale? If you're a fucking moron, get smarter. If you can't write or read or communicate for shit, can we fucking read a fucking book and keep doing it until we get better at this shit? Because the one thing that you can control is yourself. You can elevate yourself and quit acting like a fucking scumbag out there. Can we make a high road decision? And then once we make one, we'll make another one, and then another one, and another one. Somebody told me something very smart tonight who I was on the phone with. A habit isn't about what you do, it's about who you are. So can we make the habit of being better ourselves? And quit looking at the shit like the Nathaniel Wilde thing as an excuse to feel better about yourself, because that's how it's fucking coming across, folks. That's how it's coming across. And if he did this thing where he's trying to get with this 14-year-old or trying to subtly like groom her, which is what's really going on, let's be honest, right? It's grooming. And then with the 16-year-old, oh, bet she could suck a dick or whatever the fuck. But yet, in how many locker rooms were there underage girls fucking going in and out of that locker room? I'll tell you, OSWA, that story was out for fucking months and years. And when I would report on that shit, when the fucking Zachary Blaine shit first happened, and I was like, yeah. And everything people said was like, yeah, there was always like 14, 15-year-old girls going in and out of that locker room and just fucking hanging out there. And that's the way it was. And I reported on that. None of you said shit. You didn't say fucking anything. None of you. None of you. You all left me out there by my fucking self saying it. You assholes. Do you need to go back and read the fucking full disclosures? Because they're there. And judging from how many people fucking clicked that link, y'all read it. So now you're all fucking righteous. And it's the same people who would get mad about the social justice warriors and the keyboard warriors who act that way themselves. So fuckers, we can't go back in time and have you not be a hypocrite. So can we just promise to be better from now on? Can you take it upon yourself to fucking hold yourself up to the standards and call things out when you see them? That means when you're with your boys too. And they're saying some inappropriate shit, can you fucking call it out? When somebody's saying some racist ass shit and they fucking mean it and you know they mean it, can you fucking be a man or a woman and fucking address them? Can you check your people? Can you check yourself? Because as a guy who's been fighting the good fight for years now, years! You know when those fucking full disclosures were out? More than 5 years ago. I've been beating this drum a long fucking time. And I do often lament, and I have often lamented this year, that very often I'll fucking go out on a limb and I report some shit and nobody backs me up. Nobody backs me up. But here's something cool I found out about me in 2019. I don't fucking need anything except an audience. But at what point are you going to fucking back me up? What point are you going to support? What point are you going to stand up for something besides just fucking doing virtue signaling shit. Because that's all I fucking see. We need to clean up wrestling. We need to keep these kind of people out of wrestling. Yeah, what are you fucking doing about it? What are you doing about it controlling your own behavior and your own fucking public statements? What are you doing when you hear something? Are you doing anything about it? And the answer is fucking no, you are not. When are you going to start? When are people going to stop being hypocrites? When are people going to stop punishing this person? Because, like, I mean, just examples that I hear. Like, oh, this person's a scumbag because they're fucking around with a married person and they shouldn't be. When you yourself are trying to get with married people. Like, this is the kind of shit that goes on all the time. And again, what can you control? First, yourself. Clean your own shit up first. Tend to your own house before you publicly fucking go off about anything. And then check the people in your sphere of influence first. The least amount of power that you have is to call out someone like Nathaniel Wilde, especially when it's done so ineffectively. And when I call some shit out in the fucking future, can you fucking maybe help me out a little bit? Share some shit. We got to get the voice out there. We got to get the message out there. Well, I just fucking deliver the message. And I deliver to a fuckload more than this fucking badly written fucking website did. So you're going to share the shit? Now, I'm not that guy that's like, click like, subscribe, fucking share my shit. But at what point are you motherfuckers going to share some shit? Now, when I say something that you really like or something that you feel like you learned from, once in a while somebody will share some shit. Why are you keeping fucking knowledge to yourself? Why? And what changes are you really making? You need to make them. The time is now. I am mad about that shit, because when I've fucking called shit out for years and pointed shit out for years and caught fucking hell for it. And it's the same fucking shit when I started doing this YouTube shit. Same fucking critiques, same bullshit. Oh, he's just bitter and he's just... Nobody's saying that shit anymore, are they? All the fucking dumbass marks who used to fucking make fun of me and all this shit, now they fucking kowtow to me. They feed me news stories. Why? They could report it themselves, but they know going through me is a more effective way to get the message out there. They understand it. Dumb fucking wrestling fans. But wrestling people, they're going to do the same old shit that you motherfuckers always do until you break the cycle, until you create a new habit. And your habit of just fucking virtue signaling and like, oh yeah, this kind of scumbag we need to keep out of the business. Who's we? Me! So fucking help me out, assholes. Otherwise, you're just virtue signaling pieces of shit. Aren't you? The first step is admitting that it's true, and then it's correcting the behavior. And it's having discussions with people that matter. Promoters need to not book it. What is that? No, you need to engage promoters. That's what I do. Fucking talk to them. And at that point, now that I've thrown this out there, now you think that guy's going to get fucking booked anywhere? No. But if all it was this fucking story of this badly written shit, it wouldn't go anywhere. Use me. Use this. Oh, blood in, blood out. Use this. I might be white on the outside, but I'm brown on the inside, right? I hold a unique position. But if you really want to change things on a bigger scale, you gotta fucking back me up, motherfuckers. I've always sat on that notion, even though I felt this way for months, but fuck it, I'm going to say it right now. You motherfuckers better back me the fuck up. I get so many messages, people who agree. Oh, this is so great. Thank you for teaching this. Thank you for calling this out. Thank you for saying, oh, I've been thinking this about that person for years, and I'm so glad you said something. But publicly, you all motherfuckers are motherfucking pussy ass, punk ass, bitch, motherfucking cowards. I'm calling it, and I'm saying it to your motherfucking face. So what are we going to do about it now? Quit being a punk ass, pussy ass bitch. This fucking Nathaniel Wilde story, you think I'm just gonna fucking pile on that shit? It's fucking explains itself. Well, it doesn't explain itself because you have a bunch of fucktards reporting on it and fucking talking about it that can't even string 3 fucking words together correctly. But I can, and so I have. But that story is just the backdrop. It's just symptomatic of the greater problem at large, and that's the one I'm more interested in. Nathaniel Wilde, no, he shouldn't be booked. His tag team partner, I'm sure, is fucking scrambling to fucking save his image, right? As well he fucking should. And I saw something about that. I saw Chip Brown kind of warn the tag team partner, you know, this kind of shit could fucking damage you and blah, 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 blah. But, and that's all well and true. But what I want to know is, what fundamental changes are you going to help bring about? Because do I have to list the groups and the people that you guys have let skate after initial outrage? I do believe in redemption. I do believe that people can change for the better. Of course I believe all that. But I also believe when push comes to shove, wrestling traditionally is full of punk pussy bitch cowards who pretend to be tough guys. So are you going to make the choice to remain that way? Or are you going to become as tough as you pretend that you are online? This has been Full Disclosure.